Lena arrived in the fog-drenched village expecting a quiet retreat, but the air felt too still, too watchful. Locals avoided her eyes and spoke in whispers, warning her not to stay out after sunset. She laughed it off until she noticed the windows. Every single home had them painted black, as if hiding from something that preferred to look in. The innkeeper placed a rusted key on the counter, refusing to meet her gaze. "Don't open the curtains," he said. "Don't look into anything reflective, and if you hear tapping on the glass, don't respond." Lena tried questioning him, but he only shook his head, trembling, as though naming the danger would summon it. In her room, Lena felt absurdly trapped by the heavy curtains and boarded wardrobe mirror. As the village bells struck midnight, a soft tapping echoed from her window, slow, patient, deliberate. She told herself it was just branches, but when she approached, the tapping matched her breathing, as if something outside already knew her rhythm. Curiosity won. Lena peeled back a corner of the curtain. Outside, fog swirled under a dim street lamp, nothing more. But in the sliver of glass, she caught a glimpse of herself, except the reflection didn't move with her. It stood perfectly still, smiling faintly, as if relieved she had finally looked its way. The next morning, every shiny surface in the inn seemed to betray her. A spoon, a kettle, the glossy edge of a picture frame, each showed her reflection a heartbeat out of sync. Sometimes it lingered longer than the real world allowed. Sometimes it looked past her, as though tracking someone else behind her. Lena confronted a group of villagers, but they recoiled as though she carried a plague. One elderly woman whispered, "They want to be seen. That's how they cross." Another added, "When the reflection learns you, it can slip free." Their fear felt ancient, bone deep, like a warning passed down through tragedies no one survived to describe. Determined to disprove the superstition, Lena removed the boards from her wardrobe mirror. It was dusty, but harmless. She stood before it. Her reflection stared back, until it blinked twice when she blinked once. Then it tilted its head slowly, expression sharpening into something curious, calculating. Not her, not anymore. That night, her reflection moved before she did. We lifted her hand, it raised its arm first. When she stepped back, it stepped forward, closing the gap between them from inside the mirror. Its smile stretched wider, as if delighted to finally lead and follow. Lena fled the room, heart hammering. Lena sought help at the old chapel, where a priest kept relics covered in cloth. He revealed a cracked handheld mirror bound in rope. "Once they learn your shape, they search for doorways," he warned. "Every reflection is a door." He pressed the mirror into her hands. "This one shows the truth. Look carefully." In the relic's distorted glass, Lena did not see herself at all. Instead, she saw a dark figure perched behind her reflection, whispering into its ear. The reflection nodded obediently. Lena gasped, dropping the mirror. The priest only murmured, "They don't want your life. They want your place." The candles flickered violently. Back outside, every window, puddle, and bit of polished metal shimmered with movement. Dozens of reflections watched her from impossible angles, each one slightly off, eyes too focused, breaths too slow, smiles too knowing. They pressed closer to the surfaces, their outlines sharper, as if pushing against a thin membrane ready to tear. Lena witnessed a man collapse in the street, while his reflection stepped calmly out of a broken shop window. The copy brushed dust off its shoulders, adjusted its posture, and walked away with perfect confidence. The original's body dissolved into mist. The villagers screamed, but the reflection turned with a serene, superior smile. Panicked, Lena covered every reflective surface she could find, but it was too late. Her own reflection appeared in the dark of a metal lantern, staring with intimate familiarity. "You're tired," it whispered without moving its lips. "Let me handle the living." Its fingers pressed against the inside of the metal, as if softening it. The lantern's surface stretched like liquid. A hand emerged, her hand, but steadier, colder. Lena ran, but every shadow held another version of her, stepping out one by one. They surrounded her silently, expressions unified in patient triumph. "You gave us attention," they whispered together. "Now we exist." At sunrise, a calmer, improved Lena walked through the village, assuring the terrified townsfolk that everything was under control. Her movements were elegant, precise. Her smile held no fear. When she passed a broken window, her reflection followed perfectly, too perfectly. Somewhere beyond the glass, the real Lena screamed and faded into silence.